Okay, welcome back to the N.y.a show. Please be sure to check out my latest videos that I put up. Check out the TikTok, the Instagram, do all those great things, man. I'm coming off of a high this past weekend. Had our baby shower, me and my beautiful wife, as we wait for the arrival of our son. So I had a beautiful baby shower on Saturday. Hopefully I'll throw in a picture somewhere, but if not, you can always go to my Instagram and my and Facebook to see those. Maybe I'll even put some on YouTube, but for right now, it's just Facebook and Instagram. If you follow me on any of those places, but that was a great time on Saturday. I am running around in the morning, grabbing what I can get. We were at the church getting set up and everything on there, boom, boom. And then the whole event was just over in a flash. Time flies when you're having fun. How Mother is Balanced Life and Pursuit of Dreams interview with actor Breyonna M. Thomas by Ajay Tambe. It's available on Spotify, as well as Spirit Arrested, an award-winning short film. As you can see with the updated title, W3 filmed it. This is available on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, comment, leave commentary on it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share it around your Instagrams and your Facebooks. Please be sure to do that. My last story was talking about how Israel had ordered evacuation of southern Lebanon villages as ground raids begin. We will see how that turns out. As like I said, last time they really got into it and finally got a peace deal solved in 2006 Lebanon war. Look, it does rise after the impact of two bombs dropped during an IAF airstrike on Tyre, Lebanon. And that's where people are supposed to be headed now. Different people, I just read when I did that story that they were headed to Tyre, and it could possibly head back to that area to the actual war. But let's actually see what happens. But we're not 100% sure what we're leading into. But we can kind of see that the Middle East is not looking too good right now. And I'm going to keep rolling into that story because consequences, deaths, everybody that gets added to this whole thing is one more. It's just more fuel to the fire. 6 consequences of Israel's killing of Hezbollah's Hassan Nasrallah. Now, I will only read one of these. This story came out on the 30th. I'll just read like 1 or 2 of these, just to give you an idea of what they list. Let's see. First, let me see. After virtually wiping out the entire Hezbollah political and military command from its spectacular exploding pager and walkie-talkie operation to its killing of Nasrallah, Israel is unlikely to suspend its military operation in Lebanon, but instead of letting them recover, keep hitting them. That's what they're saying that's going to happen. Second, some of the third-level leaders who will inherit control of Hezbollah are likely to argue that he was assassinated and his comrades were vulnerable because they lacked access like Hamas has the hostages from Gaza, has the hostages in Gaza since October 7th. And that's what they've been using as the bargaining thing to even keep this war going to the extent that it's going in the grace and not just completely bombing out the whole situation. So they're going to be looking to what we hear the next development of this Lebanon situation is going to be when they try to pull off some of those similar actions to what happened on October 7th, just so they can get more of. And I'm gonna be 40 and 50 years old reporting these stories. Like I can just tell. I can just tell when it comes to what's going on over there in the Middle East. Then on top of that, with the assassination of Israel, when they assassinated the leader of Hezbollah when he was assassinated. Let me see this other page. Let me back up. When he was assassinated, there were comments about it. Conservatives want direct retaliation, while other moderates, including the president, prefer to avoid an all-out war. This was on September 29th when it came to the assassination of the leader. Iran leadership is divided and bewildered over Israel's assassination of Hezbollah leader Nasrallah, Hassan Nasrallah. 4 Iranian officials told the New York Times that with Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei apparently undecided about what to do next. And of course, everybody has decided what's going to happen next. They said that the news of his death was received with shock and anxiety in Tehran, and with some senior officials privately or in emergency meetings speculating that Israel may also strike Iran with their leader as the target. Amid heightened security, he was moved. Their leader was moved, and he vows that he will get revenge for the death of their Hezbollah the Hezbollah leader, Hassan Nasrallah. So we got that part right there. They were under kind of in the middle about what they wanted to do. Some people wanted to see bodies dropping. Other people wanted to talk because the last thing they wanted to do was fall into, as they say, Israel's trap and get an all-out war going on the ground. Now, Iran missile attack. This just happened today, but Netanyahu vows retaliation as Tehran threatens vast destruction. Fears of a wider war raised after the U.S. says Iran fired almost 200 missiles in what Tehran called a retaliatory attack for Israel's campaign against Hezbollah's allies in Lebanon, because they was taking people out, and now it's more and more development. There's going to be more and more attacks. U.S. and UK leaders condemned the bombardment on Tuesday. Iran's armed forces warned direct intervention by Israel supporters would provoke a strong attack on their bases and interests in the region. Okay, so they're telling y'all want to go ahead and play those games. The stuff that you got your money and your interest in our area, it's going to definitely become a target. Meanwhile, the Israeli Prime Minister warned Iran made a big mistake tonight, and they will pay for it. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps said that the assault was a retaliation for Israelis killing militant leaders and aggression in Lebanon against the Iran-backed armed movement Hezbollah in Gaza. Yeah, in the movement Hezbollah and in Gaza. The Israeli military said around 180 missiles were fired as civilians took cover in bomb shelters, and the sirens went off all across the country. Then bombardment comes less than 24 hours after Israel announced it was carrying out targeted raids into southern Lebanon. This one said they were talking about evacuating people before they can even get out of there good. They must have had intel that this was coming. It is the first time Israel has invaded its northern neighbor since 2006, which when the two engaged in a month-long all-out war, which they did. So the key thing, Israeli Netanyahu says Iran made a big mistake. Defense Secretary confirms British forces played their part in attempts to prevent Middle East escalation, but I don't think everybody properly did that because they continued to give money for the resources and the guns. And at least 6 people killed in a shooting attack in Tel Aviv, says the Israeli police. So I want y'all to look into that story, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you know so far about. Like I said, right now, Israel has the war that's going on with Hamas. Then you got all these little proxy groups like the Hezbollahs that's on the side of Iran, which is another op of Israel. And now it's just going to get closer and closer and closer to this all-out on the ground war, which is something that nobody really wants, but it seems to be the accepted fate for the future. So y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are on this story. It's the N.y.a show. I appreciate y'all. I'll be right back with another show. And like I said, please go to my last couple of shows. Please look at the last show that I put out when I talked about how they told everybody that they needed to go, and just in the midst of them telling everybody that they need to get up out of there, an attack has already taken place. It's the N.y.a show.